With the most exciting high school soccer season ever coming in 2014, your friends at Soccer 605 are bringing you a site that's dedicated only to high school soccer. Hey, and this time it's on your smartphone. Check it out daily or even more often for schedules, scores, standings, videos, interviews, game of the week, weekly wrap-up shows, and even more. If it has to do with South Dakota high school soccer, it's right here on High School Soccer 605.
Randy McKee here with Soccer 605, and I'm here in the bleachers with Harrisburg Junior and Dakota Alliance U16 player Darien Poelstra. Darien, thanks for being with us today.
You're welcome.
You know, I was really quite interested here a while back to hear that you had some big news concerning your soccer future, and I think you're ready to let the soccer world know about it.
Yes, I am. I have verbally committed to play soccer at SDSU.
Outstanding. And when did you make that decision?
Well, I got asked to come down in December sometime just to explore the campus, and they just led me around. I had no idea what was coming, and then I had an offer by the time I left, and I couldn't have been more excited. And I kind of thought about it to see, because I've been wanting to play at SDSU for a long time, and I just kind of thought and said, do I really want to do this? Do I want to play somewhere else, or do I want to be here? And I ended up choosing to play at SDSU, and I said that I would do that January 3rd.
You know, and we've seen this as a national trend, especially at D1 for quite a while, you know, having sophomores commit. And, you know, in South Dakota, you're in pretty rare air. There's only been a couple top players who've committed as a sophomore. I think maybe you might be the fourth one in the history of the state. You know, nationwide, that's kind of been a trend, and some of the coaches are kind of complaining because they think, well, the pressure's there to sign sophomores or to get sophomores to commit, but then are they really making the right kind of choice? And I know that being this close to South Dakota State, knowing Coach Wiedemeyer and Coach Thompson for a long time now, you probably have a different perspective than a lot of those girls who are committing.
Yeah, I actually had Brock as one of my coaches, and I thought that he was a very helpful, very enthusiastic, and I thought that he was just a really good coach to have. And when I met Lang, he just tied the knot. I mean, I couldn't have been more happy. I feel like for some sophomores, when they get the idea or when they commit, that their intensity level is going to go down because they've worked hard to get noticed, but then once they've committed, they're maybe not going to try as hard, or they're just not going to feel like there's no need to keep practicing because you're already there. Like, you don't need to have to do that. But for me, I don't feel that way at all. I feel like I just need to keep practicing and keep at it, and so I can go into SDSU ready to go.
Well, I know that, you know, the players that I've known who have committed, you know, in the last year, you know, KJ Medler, Maggie Smither, Teslo, I can't even fathom any of you girls laying off or not continuing to play hard, because that's just part of your DNA.
Yeah, I know. Part of me wonders what I would be doing if I didn't have soccer in my life right now. I wouldn't be nearly as busy, but I love it. I love being this busy with soccer. It's my life.
Well, you know, we got introduced to this quite a few years ago in South Dakota with early commit, and there was a really good basketball player from Spearfish named Matt Martin. And Matt committed really early in his career, and the first thing, and I mean, I knew this guy really well. I coached him in soccer and knew him from around Spearfish, and he said, you know, that just completely eliminated all the pressure after that. Yes. And I could focus on school and ball, and I didn't have to worry about the rest.
Yeah, that's what a lot of my friends, a lot of my teammates are saying. They come up to me, they're like, Darien, you're so lucky. You have all that pressure's off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about choosing a school. It's like, yeah, that's why I was so happy when SDSU asked me or gave me an offer, because I've been wanting to play there my entire life, and when I got that offer, I couldn't say no to it.
Well, that's got to be a great dream come true. So probably, you're probably gonna enjoy your last 2 years of high school without having to worry about that pressure to be able to focus. And and for sure that's got to be a major benefit for you.
Yes. Now I can still focus on soccer, but I also have to keep my school in line and get good grades and just be ready to come into college with a good attitude.
In kind of preparation to look at it from your perspective, as you well know and as everybody out here knows, we're big fans of Carly Muller. And Carly committed as a sophomore to Texas A&M. So I talked to Carly yesterday and just said, what are some of the things? What was the hardest thing about committing early, and what was the best thing about committing early? She said, the pressure. No pressure to, for any other recruiting was the best thing. And then really there was no hardest thing about it because she wanted to play at Texas A&M. That was her dream too.
Yes. There really wasn't anything I had to think about. I mean, my dad was excited when he heard that I got an offer. My mom was excited. Everybody was just so excited, and there wasn't a way I could say no. I mean, I was so happy.
Well, from a parent perspective, that's got to be fantastic. I mean, when Connor went out to play, that was a 14-hour drive for us to go watch him play, and now they've got a 50-minute drive to come watch you through your career. That's got to be a fantastic deal for them.
Yeah, they won't stop talking about it. They won't stop talking about it to me or to their friends or to family. It's a nonstop conversation between them.
Well, that's fantastic. And, the nice thing is we're going to be able to see you for 2 more seasons here on this Harrisburg Tiger Field. And so let's move into that. You've got 1 year of sanctioned soccer under your belt. Now the rest of the states come on board. In Harrisburg, even though you're a pretty small school, you're playing in AA class, you're probably going to have some pretty stiff challenges this year.
Yep. Last year was our first year in AA, and we had played O'Gorman and Aberdeen. And we were used to playing challenges, but we weren't used to playing those big of challenges. And I felt like we adjusted well, but this year, now that we know what it's like, we can work harder and work towards the goal that we have to win more games in this season against the harder teams.
You lost some really major players to graduation, but you got a lot of good young players coming up to take those spots.
Yes, we do. We have Lindsay Farrell, who plays for Dakota Lions, and she'll be a freshman. She plays in the mid, and that's going to be needed because Shodi Dirks is out with a knee injury. We had camp, I think, a week or 2 weeks ago, and she turned quickly, and she just felt a pop in her knee, and I think she tore her ACL. That's what I've heard from my teammates, but I'm not sure what's happened to her.
Well, that's the first I'd heard of that. That's too bad. Shodi's always been one of my favorite players. I coached her for a couple of years, and that's really too bad. But I know you got some other tough, very competitive girls gonna be in there. So, what are you thinking about on the season? Do you think you'll be able to make that playoff stage?
I think that we're gonna try our hardest to get there. I think if we all put in the hard work, we can get there. It's just a matter of being able to play at that level throughout the entire season. I mean, our season's 5 weeks. You have to play hard or might as well not play at all. I mean, gotta go in it with a good attitude.
Yeah, last year we were right here at this field several times when you looked like the better team the entire game, but just in the waning moments of the game, a long goal got in or some freaky looking deal, and so maybe you used all your bad luck up last year, you suppose?
Yeah, that was not fun. It was not exciting at all.
Well, Darien, I'm gonna let you get on with your day. I really do appreciate you taking some time after your training this morning and talking with us and letting the soccer world know about your commitment. I think that's a big deal, and We're very, very, of course, very proud of all of you players, but especially those of you who are able to play Division One in South Dakota. I think we're going to see more and more and more of that as the years go by. And best of luck. We can't tell you how happy we're going to be able now to have 6 years of watching you play soccer, maybe even 7 if they redshirt you. But it's really going to be fun.
Thank you for having me so I can tell everybody.
And thank you for watching Soccer 605.